You are now tuned into All Bets In with MyGuyz. MyGuyz Sports.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports, Season 3, Episode 3, NFL Week 3. You already know this is Bsperl Online, and I'm with Moneyline Rich Will.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Week 2 in the books. Thank you for tuning in today for week 3. Looking forward to giving y'all some game, recapping everything from last week, and just continuously to trot along in the season.
Man, dude, it goes by fast, bro. On the week
Definitely.
3, man, and no, you start to see. They always throw that saying out as far as records. You start 0-2. You less likely to go to the playoffs. So, it's that part of the season, man, where teams trying to
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, trying to get on the right track.
It's possible just to drop 2. Sometimes you could drop 2 games, the schedule tough. You're trying to figure shit out, but I mean, that 0-2 is hot right now for that boy up in Los Angeles and the Chargers. Staley's seat so hot, boy. He might as well be in hell himself. Because when you start getting snappy at reporters for their job, man, you know what comes to fall. I thought Ron Rivera was going to be in a hot seat, but Staley don't look like he going to make it to the end of the season.
Yeah, he definitely was snappy, snapping at reporters, man. It's frustrating, They got all that talent and just
Staley fault. He a defensive coach.
Yeah, no, they're terrible on defense.
He's the first defensive coach hired, or the 2 defensive staff members that have hired from McVay's, I wouldn't call it tree, but his organization at the time, Joe Barry, Brandon Staley. Both teams' defense cannot stop the run. They might as well just leave the hole wide open because they're getting ran all over. So Joe Barry won't make it. Joe Barry won't be there next year, and Staley probably won't make it to week 8.
Man. Yeah, and it's that's one of those things where you can't even make an excuse because they spending all this money on guys, bringing in J.C. Jackson and Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack and if you're gonna be
offense,
all that talent, you don't spend all that money, and not get it done, winning games as a head coach, they'll find somebody else.
You got talent on all 3 levels. They should be getting it done. I mean, linebacker is a little bit questionable, but they got talent on all 3 levels, man. They got to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, they so talented. I was reading because, I mean, they drafted a receiver again and with their first pick this year.
Yep.
And their receiver is essentially a 4th-string receiver right now for them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're probably phasing out Keenan Allen at some point.
Yeah. So it's like, man, just to think about, that shows how stacked you are if you don't feel you can draft a starter, somebody that's going, at a position is going to provide significant, impact or time on the field to where you got to resort to just taking talent and getting a 4th.
I mean, they don't have an interior D line. Like Aaron Donald got a lot of people paid and got a lot of people recognized. Like Raheem Morris, that defense looks. I mean, they're not great, but they look better than the Chargers defense and on the other side of Los Angeles. It's just a bad situation going on there. His seat's very hot, and they just don't look like a team. Then they're going against a Vikings team who could have been 2-0 or 1-1, but now they 0-2. Desperation game it's probably more desperate for the Chargers than it is for the Vikings. Vikings really they had mid-level expectations compared to what the Chargers thought would be. So it's very interesting coming up this week.
Man, yeah. Battle of the 0-2s. Yeah, that game is going to be
shootout.
Probably the most unpredictable shootout you probably
That's the game I'm probably going to watch the most.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. We talking NFL news and stuff happening, man. We got QB situations across a few teams, man. The Bears, Cleveland getting some flag, Watson getting some flag, and then we talked about the Denver Broncos, man. What are they what are they doing right now? So it's which one of those stand out to you the most that you like, man, what's going on here with this?
I'll dabble in a little bit of all of them, but the heavy one is obviously in Denver. That shit is just a mess. Deshaun Watson, I don't know, man. Has he lost it? Is the mental not there? Is he, like you said, is he bought into the system? Is this part of his plan? We don't know. Didn't look good. I mean, didn't look good enough to win, had opportunities. I mean, but I was looking at those routes the receivers were running. There was no creativity. Like it just was like very, we probably should be running this ball instead of throwing it type of offense. So that part was whatever. Chicago situation. I mean, the D coordinator just got raided by the FBI. That whole organization is a joke. Justin
Yes.
Fields, I feel bad for him. He's also processing things slow. He's not reading off the defense fairly well, but he don't have no time to. The offensive line was supposed to be better as average. He got receivers, when they show up. Um, the run game is pretty non-existent, and it's hard to play quarterback in Chicago. They just don't have something. They cursed. They just don't. They've never had a 4,000 yard passer ever. That tells you something. And Ryan Pace, I think Ryan Pace. If Ryan Pace still is the GM, he needs to be fired at the end of this year.
Man, hey,
That's it.
how long he's been there? That's what, his
No,
second year?
long enough to watch Green Bay run through NFC North championships and the Vikings most recent.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, that Bears one, that situation, that one's tough. Yeah, tough for Justin Fields because the thing is when you get a regime that comes into a situation and they didn't pick you, they inherited Justin Fields. So
Hmm.
I think they just feel like they're not tied to him. I think they want him to be good, but I also think they're trying to conform him a little bit, and it's causing him to
Yeah,
have some not be
he should be
sure
able
of
to do.
himself.
He should be able to do because let's say I'm not trying to do so much of comparison, but I don't think there's anything Lamar Jackson does significantly, like obviously light years better than when Justin Fields did at that time in both of their careers. I think at that second year, third year part of your career, I think it was relatively almost even. And I think Lamar Jackson obviously is more electric, but shit, Justin Fields will take off on you and with no hesitation. Is Jalen Hurts that much better than Justin Fields, or is it just a situation? So this is kind of situation where you try to figure out what's what. But I'll tell you right now, Shadori Sanders, Caleb Williams are not going. Or what's the other quarterback from North Carolina?
Oh, Drake May.
Drake May, and then what's the quarterback from Washington too? None of them are
Yeah,
going to
Michael Penix.
Drake. Yeah, Drake May be the only one who may be willing to go to Chicago. None of these other quarterbacks are going to Chicago as a first round pick. They will pull a Eli Manning and force their way out of that first round pick, or just take a fat NIL deal and it's be like sitting back in college, not going to the league and cashing a check and waiting till the next year.
You can
I
do that
would.
if you're high profile in college now, man. You're
Yeah,
getting
Caleb Williams can get
good.
a $40 million contract NIL and sit and not come to the league.
Man. Yeah, I'm not going to go play for the Bears.
No,
They don't have anything
not
structured.
with Ryan. Yeah, not with Ryan Pace as at the helm. If there's a new GM, new coach, stability, then I'll think about it. Then okay, it's an opportunity for me. But Drake may be the only one that may be able to come in there and be a part of what they got going on.
Man. Yeah, no, it's tough over there in Chicago.
Definitely.
And you can tell he just, like it's important to have if you're going to draft a quarterback, you have to have a game plan to
For him.
build around him. I mean, it's the quarterback. Like you said before, Lamar Jackson, they invested in building an offense to help him grow and get comfortable, and they didn't try to make him be something that he's not. Like
Nope. And then when it didn't work anymore, they got rid of him. Brought somebody else in.
or somebody else. and he won an MVP.
Won MVP.
So yeah, no, it's you can tell it just doesn't fit. But he has to get, a little bit better at like you said, reading defenses, and his footwork looks a little sloppy sometimes too. But no, I think he has all the talent. I don't think he's no further away than those other guys you mentioned. So I'm with you on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Cleveland. I think that's just a situation. The offense just doesn't match Deshaun Watson's strengths as a quarterback. It's a offense. You go back and watch Stefanski when he was old coordinator for Minnesota. They ran a lot of stretch run, a lot of run schemes, and
Dalvin Cook was eating.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook had big years, and it helped Kirk Cousins because he can play off that type of, play action and rhythm, and that's not Deshaun Watson, man. Since we seen him at Clemson, man, he plays spread offense, 4 or 5 receivers. You let him drive back and make plays,
and he can run.
And he can run.
He uses legs, and he's just not doing that. All that offensive line, none of it is built for it. Like you said, man, it's just Stefanski's out though. He probably won't be there next year if I have to call it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Nobody's taking Deshaun Watson's contract. I'm not, not guaranteed. So this is between him or the coach, and ownership invested that money. They went through hell and high water to give Deshaun Watson that contract, messed up the salary cap, got people fighting for larger deals type thing. Quarterbacks keeping their contracts under wraps because of what Deshaun Watson was able to do. So, yeah, Haslam is committed. So I think you can bring any OC up in there and get busy. Honestly,
yeah.
Kellen Moore, the Kellen Moores, you can come in with a new head coach and really spread out. And you got the weapons there. Ain't got to change too much.
No, just keep adding some depth. Shoot, that's pretty much it. They got talent too. They've had talent for some years. That's never usually a Cleveland issue. And then the last one, Denver. Yeah, we talked about this game before, and originally early in that week, it was like, okay, I kind of like Denver, and as I thought about it, I was like, no, I don't know what Denver is right now, so I can't play it. And they was up by big in the game, should have probably won and covered, but eventually ended up losing that game outright. And they're not married to Russell Wilson either. My bad. Last show, I accidentally called him Russell Westbrook.
Oh, damn.
yeah. Russell Wilson. My bad, G. But yeah, no, they're not tied to him either. So it could be let's see how. And he's not playing bad. I mean,
in the second half is horrible.
Second half stats. Okay,
that's he looks really bad in the second half. And is that play calling? Is that them not being on the same page? I could pick a lot of destinations where Russ could go and shine. I ain't gonna lie. You could throw Russ in. You can throw Russ in pretty much any situation. Any teams that are quarterback needy. You can put Russ in Chicago. If you want somebody to go out there and just cook with the weapons, he'll do very well. I just don't. I see Sean Payne wants to do his. He's a good Sean Payne. I used to like him as a coach. Like his attitude back then was so much different than it is now. It seems maybe leading football humbled him or something like that. But nah, this Denver job and Denver got new ownership now. They want to win.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think it was cool. I didn't think it was cool how he came out and bashed Nathaniel Hackett like that when he took the job. Like you don't have to bash the last man, so you can look,
but like Aaron Rodgers said, he did that on purpose, so that way when this shit's a shit show this year, like it's already starting to be. There's like, oh, I took over this impossible situation, and I did the best I could. That's what Aaron Rodgers called him out. And Rodgers called him out all the way. He was like, you don't say that unless you know your team gonna be good. This team's about to be garbage. And they schedule, it ain't looking too bright for them.
Throwing the cards on the table early.
Yeah, pretty pathetic.
Yeah, no, QB situations there. Then we got running backs, man. Running back situations, man. Chubb, man, Nick Chubb, that was a terrible.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Terrible
speedy recovery
tonight. Yeah. Hope the best. Saquon went down as well. Turns out it was
injury.
an ankle. Yeah, I thought it was much worse
It
than
looked.
that.
I must say it looked way worse. I thought it was some ligaments being torn.
Yeah. And then Eckler, I think Eckler is out still as
Yeah.
well.
Kareem Hunt came back.
Kareem Hunt, yeah, it looks like he signed with Cleveland, right?
And then Cam Akers went to the Vikings from the Rams, which that was a weird situation as well too.
Man, yeah, that was it's
McVay's
weird because
another
they've
one,
been
man.
trying to like trade him for the longest. I feel like the
Hmm.
Rams were. I don't know
Well,
if it was because they couldn't find no
another
trade
weird
partners or what.
situation. It's weird. It's another weird situation, man. Weird.
Yeah, why they don't like Cam Akers like that over there for some reason? That's weird.
Yeah, they didn't like him, but a lot of people don't like and don't really care for McVay as much either. So
Man, yeah, no, it's the running back position, man. That's why you got to get your bread, man.
if you can, Jonathan Taylor still ain't playing.
Yeah, somebody gonna need a running back, right? What did they
uh,
trade? What did they trade for Cam Akers? What did they give up? Do you know?
I didn't. I don't think I read that part. I just seen that he got traded.
Got trade, okay.
Yeah. For like they say Green Bay made an offer for Jonathan Taylor and by looking at slow sticks that they called him on Twitter right now, Mr. I can't get a yard, AJ Dillon, they were trying to pair up Aaron Jones with Jonathan Taylor. It makes sense why they were trying to get a running back in that space.
What they call AJ Dillon?
Can't get an inch a yard. They have so many memes like AJ Dillon need a yard. They got him falling on his feet. It's pretty sad. I like AJ Dillon, but
Yeah. I mean, I think he's a solid player.
when you spend a second, this is what Aaron Rodgers was talking about. When you spend a second round pick on him and not a receiver, and then you trade down and get Kelvin King, but don't draft TJ Watt. There's just so many things that that was being said, by Rodgers and a couple other people that just don't make sense. So I think I think I think JT ends up in a situation that's actually gonna be really well for him. It could be the Chargers. Um, it could mess around and end up being the Cardinals long term. Pittsburgh needs a running back desperately. I mean, the floor is up for where he can go. Even Jacksonville, But do you want to trade him in a division? I doubt it. But
Yeah.
there's place for him to go. New England, I would if I was New England, I would take him and have Stevenson as well and have a killer 1-2 punch. Denver need a running back, so there'll be something that's gonna go along with these situations that's gonna flip.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure somebody gonna make a move for him, man. He's a game changer.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, man. Any other
Mm-mm.
week two updates?
No, I think that's
No.
all good. No, nothing major I've seen.
Cool. Let's go ahead and hit the recap. Recap for week 2. Not a bad week, man. Sperl Online, best bets. I had New York Giants -4.5. End up winning that one by 3, but didn't cover the spread. Had Baltimore Cincy over 45.5. They did go over the total there, and then had Bills over 1.5 TDs in the first half. They finished with 3 first half TDs, so we got there. So 2 out of 3 right there, and also underdogs of the week. Threw a couple of underdogs out there. Chicago Bears did not cover and lost the game by 7.
Definitely.
Had a chance at the end there.
Yeah, I
Threw
thought
a pick
they were gonna
six.
come back. Yeah, up they were coming back.
Carolina as well was another underdog. They ended up pushing this one, and they lost by 3 at home to the Saints. And then we're going to talk about adding another segment on here. We did have a prize pick, hit some prize picks. So it was a good weekend this weekend, man. We talk lunch tickets and stuff, and we talk parlays. I just got put on the prize picks not too long ago, actually by my pops. Make sure you go check out prize picks, man. Make sure you're in one of the operable states. It's cool if you want to get your parlay fix, mostly player props and stuff like that, but it's like fantasy football mixed sport mixed with sports betting. So go on there, check it out, man. We had Geno Smith over 246.5 passing yards. Devontae Smith over 67.5 receiving yards. Tyler Boyd over 33.5 receiving yards. DJ Metcalf over 62.5 receiving yards. DJ Moore over 44.5 receiving yards. Shout out to you for that one. And then Bijan Robinson over 75.5 rushing plus receiving yards. Little 6 pick, came back 750. So nice little play. Then Moneyline Rich with the 1-0 for the Sunday, man. Best bet was a 2-leg plus money parlay. Always looking for them plus money joints if you can get them. New York Giants money line. Denver's Russell Wilson over 200 passing yards. That was the alt line. 200 passing yards. 2-leg parlay. Plus 107. That was a cash. So MyGuyz Sports on the day went 3-4, 75%, which is pretty good, man. Brought that record up. We told y'all we try to be at least 60%. We pushing a little closer to 70%. That's where we kind of want to be, right there. Bsperl on the week, 3 wins, 3 losses on the season. My bad, on the season, 3 wins, 3 losses at 50%. Rich, 3 wins, 1 loss at 75%. MyGuyz as a team, 6 wins, 4 losses, hitting at 60%. So right there, man, right there. Thought that was a solid.
We gonna continue to build these things the way they're supposed to be. So yeah, more picks on the way. We'll try. I did 1 parlay. I would try to keep it light, but make sure we give y'all the best things possible just to get a dub. But well, like I said, we had a lot of stuff that we put into in the game group. Like I put Justin Fields. I got robbed by Carson. Not Carson. I got robbed by Joey Burrow not getting those 3 yards for the 225 alternate line spread for passing yards. But I did hit Josh Allen alternate 225, and also Justin Fields was plus money. Was plus 200 for him to get 200 yards. I thought that was almost a free one that happened. I think he went into the 4th quarter with 117 yards, and he ended up going over it pretty well. So
yeah, threw the ball a lot. Yeah, that DJ Moore one, bro. I think he got that like almost on the first drive of the game. I think his first catch was like almost 30 yards or something like that. So
yep.
Yeah, that was a quick one. But yeah, man, check out Prize Picks, and we'll talk a little bit more. We got a little adding a little bit to the show every time, man. So we got a little, when we talk lunch tickets, we got a little funny clip, man, that introduced that segment from now on. But we'll get into that later. Cool, man. We got the recap done, and shoot, let's go ahead and dive into week 3.
Let's do it.
Cool. We got 6 games we're going to break down today. So we'll run through these. First one we got up here, we got the Patriots at the Jets. New England favorite 2.5 with a total of 37. The look ahead on this one was New England minus 1.5, total of 37.5. Patriots coming off a loss at home to Miami, 24-17. And the Jets coming off the road loss at Dallas, blowout loss 30-10. What are you looking at? What you looking at in this game, man?
This game is pretty
AFCs.
I mean, it's a weird game with the Pats and Jets. I mean, you don't know high aspirations for either one of these teams right now. The standout, obviously, is there's 14-0 last 14 games. Patriots has mopped the floor with them. Daniel Jones has never lost to the Jets. He's 4-0 against the Jets. Really weird matchup. The Patriots wide receiver unit going against the Jets cornerback unit. The Pats, their wide receivers only averaging 4.8 yards a catch, which ranks the lowest in the NFL. But you get you have what do we have here? Oh, the tight ends. The tight ends are averaging 7 yards a carry. 7 yards a catch, which is the eighth best in the NFL for the Patriots. So, and the linebackers and the New York Jets haven't been really covering tight ends very well. So it's pretty interesting. Both teams have a below average rush defense. They're both the Patriots are 20th, the Jets are 23rd. Just a weird kind of. I don't really have a major side in this role. In this side, I can see the game going supremely under, but Zach Wilson can throw deep. Um, Matt Jones, whatever he be trying to throw at, I haven't seen. I don't know. It just be down the field. It hasn't looked good. I'm leaning more towards the Patriots, but if I had a player prop, I would take. If I had to pick a side, I would go. I'll be leaning more towards the Patriots, and then I would say Garrett Wilson yards. I think he has alternate yards like 50, and I think it's at like 128 or 125, something like that.
Got you. Yeah, no, this is a game I want no part of a side. Just because both quarterbacks can be erratic. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a special teams touchdown. I think that's how this matchup ended last season. I think the score was
I think
like
so. I
3-3,
remember.
and it ended in
Yeah,
a punt return or something like
pretty
that.
pretty ugly.
Yeah, so I don't know who's gonna win this game. It could be it could be anybody. So I think this would be a defensive matchup for sure. New England's down a receiver. I think Devontae Parker might not play,
Yeah, so
and
he
their
was hurt.
secondary is a little banged up as well. But even with those injuries in the secondary, I don't think they'll have issues with Zach Wilson. Um, so this game, both offenses are averaging less than 20 points a game. So it's going to be a struggle offensively. It's going to come down to whoever makes the least amount of mistakes in this one. So no, I lean towards the under, but the threat of having defensive touchdowns and special teams touchdowns makes me not like maybe not like the under, and just turnovers in general. Like it shifts too much field position and everything. So
Yeah, nothing could be worse than what they faced last week in Dallas. So getting sacked. They both quarterbacks have been sacked combined times equally. So they both been getting hit pretty roughed up pretty bad. I think this more so. I think it's gonna be much of the same on both sides. The
yeah,
Jets are gonna blitz. They'll rush for. They're gonna try and take away Bourne and take away the tight end. So be interesting to see.
yeah. So yeah, I have no thoughts on the side, but a prop that I do kind of like is Mac Jones interception prop. I think he'll get
Go
he'll
on.
have some pressure on him, and he doesn't evade pressure well. He's kind of like
Full footed.
yeah, very kind of a statue sometimes back there.
Hmm.
So, and he'll throw you some pause. And the Jets got a ball hawking secondary, so they'll go pick off some passes. I think what Sauls deleted his Twitter. They was
Oh yeah,
talking mess about that. So I think they'll want to come back and play well against this
yeah,
team.
threw his
So
teammates under the bus, man. That's what happens when you talk about he only had one catch on me instead of say
yeah,
his teammates the one that's got burned. So it's pretty crazy.
yeah. I mean, granted, a who called what on who, it was ass whooping. So everybody got their ass whooped.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it don't matter. They just people don't want to say it was on them. And he dropped a pick. He dropped a pick six in the Dallas game too. So
Yeah,
don't want to hear it.
cool. You got anything else on that one?
Nah, nothing on that.
All right, cool. Next one we got here, we got the Bills versus the Commanders. Buffalo. The spread on this one has been kind of moving around, but Buffalo -6.5, total 44.5. Look ahead on this one was Buffalo -5.5, total 44.5. Buffalo coming off a blowout win at home against the Raiders, 38-10. had to come back and rebound after that loss on Monday Night Football to the Jets, where Josh Allen didn't play too well, but he redeemed himself for sure in that game. Played really well, 3 touchdowns.
Ain't that hard going against the Raiders, but
Yeah, hey, as long as you respond, he
yeah,
responded.
that's it.
And then the Commanders coming off a comeback win on the road at Denver, 35-33. So the Commanders were predicted to finish last in the NFC East, or 2-0, going against the 1-1 Bills. What's your thoughts on this matchup?
Interesting game. I think if the D line can control the line of scrimmage for the Commanders and don't give up a lot of gushing third down conversions, I can see this game being more competitive than people probably would think. So Sam Howell got that offense out there reeling, boy. They be out there throwing the rock. Terry McLaughlin. I mean, they got Josh Doxson. They out there. They got weapons. And I think they have their offense is, if you had to pick a side, the Bills defense or the Commanders offense, you got to lean more towards the Commanders offense. But all that being said, though, I don't have a side. I have a pick. Terry McLaughlin, alternate receiving yards at 40, and it's at 156. So I'm gonna throw that with something else. But I like him to get off in this game because I think this is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, I don't in this game either. I don't have a side, because I can definitely see. I'm not sure how the Commanders decide they want to attack, if they want to throw the ball or if they want to try to run the ball with Bijan Robinson and kind of slow the game up. And the only reason it makes me think that is I'm looking at the total, and it seems like I think it to me the matchup feels like an over game, but this total isn't depicting the same, picture, in my opinion. 44 and a half.
Definitely not.
I mean, yeah, and it's kind of been being bought down more than bought up. So, then that, so that kind of makes me not, I wouldn't say not like the over as much, but made me think about it a little bit, just as far as how the Commanders going to try to attack this team.
I mean, I think they can do it. I think they can do it in the middle of the field. But I think the unders is coming from a lot of how much time is Josh Allen gonna have to throw the rock against that. I mean, remember Chase Young first game back was last week, and now him and Jonathan, like all these people in the middle are monsters. Like they're blitzing, and them boys are playing good. Jack Del Rio and them boys are, they know how to get it done. So and then Bieniemy has got that offense spread out. So I mean, I think they can do a lot of creative things. You've seen it's not Bieniemy is seeing, and I think that's what people understand. He's seen this offense, and his defense plenty of times. Being with Patrick Mahomes. Now, granted, he doesn't have Patrick Mahomes, but you can see some of the weaknesses and vulnerabilities on that side. So I think that's a big advantage for them as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a predicted score of 24-17.
I don't think the Bills can shut down the Commanders. So if I'm looking at that score, I'm looking at it from the opposite way.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, I'm not as confident in this game as I was before. I'm not I would think the total would be higher than what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
So if it's going to be a game where the Bills struggle to score, I could only look to take the 6.5 points. I don't like the side, but to me that says the Commanders can keep the game close and cover if it's not going to be much scoring. But
yeah, let me see here, because the Bills. Let me see what the Bills. I can't say to find it right now, but I wanted to look up the Bills' scoring defense. Oh, the scoring defense, they're only giving up 16 points a game, so that's probably why it's so low.
yeah, no, the Bills don't have a bad defense. I mean, they played the Raiders and the Jets offense,
Exactly.
so I don't know how much I can
And
take into
Washington.
account, you know.
And Washington is averaging. They're giving up 24.5 points a game.
Denver was able to move the ball and stuff against. Like I said, I didn't see the second
First
half, so
half,
that might
yeah,
have been
first half they
different.
were for sure.
Yeah,
Second half they was getting after them for sure.
yeah. So yeah, I don't yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this one a little bit more. Just because I if it's a lower total, I'm not sure how they attack, but I think Washington should be able to, attack them as well through there. I just don't know how they do it. So
I see why though, because the Washington Commanders are only giving up 30% on third down conversions and 33% in red zone scoring, so they're not giving up no ass in the end zone
hmm,
or in the red zone.
that's a good find right there. Okay. Yeah, I mean 6.5. I mean, I'm definitely couldn't look to take Buffalo minus taking a
Nah,
6.5 on the road.
no.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this game a little bit more. So
I agree.
I'll do that throughout the week. But yeah, anything else on this one?
Nah, nothing for me.
Yeah, shit. Wish we had more. All right, cool. We got the next game. We got the Falcons at the Lions. Detroit is favored 3.5. Total 46.5. The look ahead on this one was Detroit -6. Total 45. Falcons coming off a 25-24 win at home against Green Bay. And the Lions are coming off a 37-31 loss in overtime against the Seattle Seahawks, who came off a not so good loss to division foe Rams, and then came into Detroit and got a big win in the season opener there.
Mm-hmm.
Falcons 2-0, Lions 1-1. What are you thinking about this conference matchup right here?
I think these teams are they're evenly matched. Like I would have to say that kind of Falcons play good defense and that D line is crazy, and then the strength of their offense in Detroit is their offensive line. So I think losing C.J. Gardner is going to hurt them, you know, deep down the line. But I just did not like the way. I mean, granted, the Falcons came back and Jordan Love and them couldn't get a first down to put this game up. Because remember, the Falcons were down by 12 points in the fourth quarter. They rallied,
Yeah.
but Green Bay defense has always been Swiss cheese as far as the defensive run game. I can't see Atlanta doing a lot to Detroit because Detroit, in my opinion, has a stronger O line, a more physical defense, and a different mentality on defense. I would think like they have a different kind of boys, and I just can't see Atlanta's strength is to gut you up in the middle. Like they had down there 220 rushing yards. I don't foresee them doing that. That looks like that's what their recipe is to win. The quarterback doesn't look comfortable yet. He doesn't look like he's a big player. He's a game manager, like title, trademark. Game manager is what he looks like right now. I just can't see them moving the ball a lot against the Lions. So I like the Lions actually to cover.
Hey man, we might be opposite sides on this one. Yeah. For me, it's a situational spot. I don't really like where Detroit is coming off of a game that just went into overtime, expended a lot of energy, and they got some cluster injuries right now. CJ Gardner, Amon St. Brown hurt his toe, turf toe. So I've had turf toe before, so that's that can be difficult to deal with. And they got some injuries on the offensive line as well. I know the center has been out, and then the tackle got hurt too. And I thought home opener, I thought they spent a lot of emotion and energy in that game.
Definitely did.
And it's a sandwich spot. They got to go play Green Bay next week, so they got a conference team coming on the road, catching them in a spot where, you know, and and they got a short week next week, so they got to play Thursday night. So
good point.
I'm looking at this game, and I got to in the defense. Defense hasn't really been all that great. I mean, they caught Kansas City game 1, but they got slashed last week by Geno through the air in the run game. They gave up 37 points. So I think Atlanta struggles at quarterback, but they can run the ball. So if you can't stop them from running the ball, much improved defense, you're going to give me a field goal. I got to take Atlanta 3.5. I like the Atlanta 3.5, and I like Bijan Robinson, again, rushing plus receiving yards, going over the total. I think he's going to have a big game, catching and receiving.
I can see that.
Yeah, but I think it's just a bad spot. Cluster injuries and going into a short week. I don't know how much they're gonna really put in stock trying to put into winning this game. And the Falcons did have to come back.
Over-under's a little high considering Atlanta can score, but their offense has not been looking really substantial besides Bijan Robinson. So I think that was a concern for me, is that the total was a little bit high in a higher scoring game. Even though they escaped Green Bay, a higher scoring game, they're away to playing on that, playing on turf like they used to. And Green Bay was down a substantial starters all across the board, and it looked like they were about to get the spread was about to get covered against. They were down by 12. So I just not impressed by Atlanta. I know they won a game and they play good defense. We talked about this on the over unders, that I felt like Atlanta was going to have a really, really good defense, but I'm just not impressed enough with a quarterback to go win on the road in Detroit for a team that just lost injuries or not. So we'll be interested to see who comes out on that one victorious.
Yeah. No, it's no, I'm not impressed with the Falcons at all, to be honest with you. I don't like
the spot.
Yeah, I don't like the spot for Detroit. Especially you got to go on a short week, have cluster injuries. I mean, they don't have much time to prepare after this, and it's a division opponent, so it matters more for them to beat the Packers than it does beat the Falcons. So I just think it's just funky. But they got enough talent to go and beat the Falcons. Most definitely.
Definitely.
Cool. All right. Next one we got the Saints at the Packers. New Orleans favored 2, total 42.5. This look ahead was Green Bay -2.5, total 42.5. So no movement on the total, little buy on
Green Bay favored by 2.
Yeah, that's that. I said that incorrectly. Green Bay favored 2, and it was look ahead was 3.5.
3.5, yeah. Dropped down a little bit.
Saints coming off a road win. That was Monday Night Football.
A grinded out victory.
Grinded out. 2017 at Carolina, and then the Packers coming off the road loss 25-24 to Atlanta. Saints are 2-0. Packers 1-1 coming back for their home opener after 2 on the road to start the season. What's this is your team, the Green Bay Packers, man. What are you thinking about them going into game 3?
I think that Green Bay winning between 7 to 10 points. I think they're gonna rock the Saints. Green Bay is about to get healthy. At least they'll get Aaron Jones back. Christian Watson's gonna play. So Jordan Love will have his full complement of receivers. They're going there in Lambeau, first home game of Jordan Love. The stadium's gonna be rocking. Bakhtiari may not play. Elliott Jenkins might play. Is not playing either MCL. That's the only concern for me on the line. But I just love the way that Matt LaFleur has schemed the games for Jordan Love. Hasn't turned the ball over yet. He might throw a turnover this week, so that's on my list as well too. But it's more so about what I did not see from the Saints last week. I know Carolina has a good defense, but didn't have a good offense. But they didn't run the ball a lot, but they ran the ball a little bit against them. I mean, the Saints right now, it wouldn't look like it, but they're 28th in the NFL in giving up rushing yards. Small sample size. I know Bryce Young had 1 run for 36 yards, so it kind of shore that up. But I mean, last week they gave Derrick Henry Derrick Henry on a rush for 67 yards and a touchdown before he got a little bit injured. Their rush defense don't look the same. And if Aaron Jones comes back and they have any kind of success in that run game, I can see a run play or a play action and kind of open the field up. I'm just not sure the Saints can shut down Green Bay's offense with the little stud receiver they found in Jaden Reed. Romeo Dobbs is healthy now. You got to pay attention to Christian Watch over the top. So it'll be very interesting on how they scheme against it. And then think about it. No Jamal Williams may not play. Kamara's still suspended. We got Taysom Hill going to be the running back, and then it's not. It doesn't look good for them. So I don't. And the only thing about it is they haven't. One thing I have noticed about the Saints, I took notes down. They haven't. They've only allowed 20 or point. They've had 10 straight games of 20 points that they've only given up in their last 10 games. They haven't been giving up a lot. And then their third down defense is relatively good. On third down, they're third NFL, and then against the red zone, they're first. But Green Bay also is number one against the red zone too. So I just think more opportunities come for Green Bay. I got it on an alternate spread at 7. So just as something I was looking at to see. I expect them to win. I think Green Bay will win their first home game, and they'll go visit Detroit, and then Detroit will come to Green Bay the week after.
Yeah. No, Saints, that was one that was funny you mentioned that Jordan Love. That's actually my best look on this game is Jordan Love interception. Bro, got 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think this game, I think they'll have to throw the ball a little bit more against the Saints.
Yeah. Not more so efficient, just really have to throw it 35 times maybe.
Yeah, I think you have to throw it. So yeah, I like Jordan Love interception. Kind of like the under on this game. I don't like this. I kind of like this. I lean towards the Saints, but I don't like the fact they don't have a healthy running back. That's kind of concerns me as well. But this line is
Taysom Hill's a good look in this one too.
Okay. Oh, like a rushing
Yards,
prop.
rushing, passing, catch, receiving, something. The prize picks, I'm sure, will have something for him that we'll like to float around with on that one.
Yeah, they'll use him in some form of fashion.
He gonna touch the rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how involved he's been this season.
He had 75 yards last week.
Oh, see, there you go.
That was after Jamal Williams went, obviously.
Yeah, so I don't even know who's getting the carries now that Jamal Williams is out.
They have another running back. Where did I write his name down at? I'll pull up in a second. I know I had it written down.
Yeah,
but I think he had 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns. Like the guy who backed up, he's been on 3 different teams already. Troy Jones Jr.
Tony
Jones Jr. scored twice last week.
Yeah, so they're a little thin back there. So that's the only thing that bothers me. But I mean,
because Derek Carr got thrown the ball 30 times. He going on my interception prop as well.
Yeah,
because they ball hawks in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's you don't want that either. What do you think about Green Bay's run defense in this matchup? I mean, even if they don't have a running back.
I think they'll give up some yards, but they won't give away the home runs.
The big runs.
Yeah, no home runs. So Bijan Robinson killed him because he can go from 0 to 60 seconds in 2 seconds. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. So I think it was really hard to contain. They do better with running backs that can gut you. They don't like that can ground and pound, but they do horrible against running backs that can just take off and hit the touch. So they gave up 200. They gave up 9.9 yards a carry.
Green Bay.
Yeah, their defense.
Dang. Yeah, I know it was that high.
They was tracking last week, bro. This is the staple of this damn defense. Ain't nothing changed. It's been the same thing. It's always been with them. Good pass defense, pass offense, not good. and that's just the way it has been. I stand correct. They gave up 4.7, but they gave up 211 yards on 45 carries.
Yeah. Well, Atlanta, Arthur Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can coordinate a run game. He likes Stefanski and Shanahan when it comes to those guys can coordinate the run.
Yeah, but
I
they
think
touched the ball a lot though. They had Desmond Rider threw the ball 32 times and they had 45 carries. So they had 77 plays they ran.
oh
Green Bay
yeah.
only ran 46 plays. That's the issue. But Jordan Love only got touched once.
Hmm.
And so did Desmond Rider. So it wasn't a lot of pass rush. That's surprising. That's because they was getting gutted. That's why Ryder didn't get touched. But still, he dropped back 32 times. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a lot of passes for 200 yards rushing on a day.
And Jordan Love hasn't thrown no picks. He hasn't been stretching the ball down the field. That's because he ain't had his top dog. I expect him to get more busy this week.
Oh, with Aaron Jones. Now,
Mm-hmm.
is he supposed to play?
They say he's on track, but Christian Watson's on track to play
They both
for
have
sure.
hamstrings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Jordan Love interception. I lean towards the under. I'm not sure if it'd be that much scoring in this matchup,
Yeah.
and I actually lean more towards the Saints side than I do the Packers side. So I was looking at Saints money line and then Saints +8 on a teaser or 8.5, whatever number you get. I think they'll be able to keep this game close. Um, but I haven't touched any bets on this one yet. But that Jordan Love interception prop, I do. That's probably my favorite bet in this game. So I'm put that on the
Yeah.
list. We'll talk about that one on a later segment. But yeah, Saints 5-1 ATS versus the NFC North. They are
Mm.
down at running back position. And can Green Bay get a pass rush? If they can get a pass rush and bother Derek Carr, it can get ugly.
I agree with you on that one. I seen a prize pick that was pretty interesting right now with let me pull it back up here. If I can get it, I'll bring it back up towards the end. But I seen something else that was pretty interesting for them. Yeah, I'll bring it back up when it comes up. But it was a Demario Davis
Oh,
over
linebacker.
6.5 tackles.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Yeah, I
something
can
that
see that.
he gonna hit. So that's easy.
Yeah, I haven't ventured much into the defensive props, but why not look
Yes.
at them angles too?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's get some money.
Yeah, cool. All right, you got anything else on that one?
Nah, nothing for me.
All right, we got the Chargers versus the Vikings. Chargers favorite 1.5, total of 53.5. Look ahead was Chargers -2. This one did at some point drop down to a pick 'em, so it looks like it's some Chargers buyback. Look ahead total was 50. Chargers coming off a overtime loss at Tennessee 27-24, and the Vikings coming off a win at home Thursday night football. I'm sorry, they're coming off a loss on the road at Philly Thursday night football 34-28. Both teams are 0-2. The Desperation Bowl early in the season looks like what we
Definitely.
got here. What you looking at in this one?
Yeah, I don't have a side. I think it's a toss up. I think both seats are getting real hot. More so Staley. I guess the challenge is can Staley maintain his composure while Kellen Moore is going to take over his job? Because that's exactly what's going to happen at some point. They're evenly matched teams. Both teams can score, can have good offense. Both defenses have been Achilles heels for their teams. Um, I don't like Kirk getting hit a lot, and I feel like if Bosa plays, um, and they can get pressure on Kirk, you know what Kirk gonna do. Now he'll still get some good passes off, but you'll get rattled. Kirk can get rattled pretty easy, and I can see a situation where I'm more leaning towards the Charger, but this is a stat padding game. You could probably take over alternate passing yards for both teams because I can see them throwing the ball a lot. Austin Eckler's not playing. We don't know if Cam Akers will suit up or not. Minnesota ain't been running the ball heavy a lot either, so I can probably expect about 80, 85 passing attempts combined from both these quarterbacks.
Man, yeah, it's that's how I envision it, the script, so to speak.
Right.
The Chargers are giving up 30 points a game, giving up almost 14 yards per completion. Worst pass defense in the NFL right now. And the Minnesota Vikings haven't been able to stop the run. Not as bad this year against the pass. They do have Brian Flores, who is a good defensive coach, so he's kind of shored up some things with that young unit. But they're still not a good defensive unit as a whole.
Not at all.
Mentioned earlier, Cam Akers did get picked up by the Vikings. So, I'm not sure if he'll be able to play this weekend or not, but that does get him a little extra pop. Madison is a little bruiser back, so he got a little speed.
Little home run back, yeah.
Yeah, and the Chargers just giving up big plays. So I'll say this, going against the best receiver in the league, arguably, they're gonna have their hands full. That defense is. So I can only see offense in this game. Like you mentioned, passing yards. I like Justin Herbert over the passing yards. I'm not sure actually what it is at this moment. I didn't look up the number, but and the total is jumped, 3.5 points. So I don't know if I want to take it now, but yeah, and then Justin Jefferson, I wouldn't be surprised, especially after last week he had that touchdown call back, that he doesn't find a way to get in the end zone this game. So Justin Jefferson, anytime TD, as well as Herbert passing yards. I actually like those.
That. Yeah, I like that too, actually.
And I'm going to save myself the stress and not even think about the spread on this game.
Nah, it'd be tough to put that thing in there.
Yeah, that's all you'd be doing is stressing trying to watch this matchup because it's just going to go back and forth. Big play here, big play here. It was 284.5 passing yards for Herbert, 293.5 passing yards for Kirk Cousins. So they both almost at 300 passing yards.
And watch them both go under.
Yeah, right. How? That's how sports betting works for you sometimes.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, that's no, those are my two looks on that game. You got anything else on that one?
Nah, nothing for me.
All right, cool. Last game we got here, we got the Eagles versus the Bucks. This is a Monday night game, I believe.
Yeah, double Monday night.
Double Monday night again.
Nice. I like this nice little format they're coming out with.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's cool. Okay, double Monday night. Eagles favorite 4.5, total 46. Look ahead was Eagles favorite 6.5, total 45.5. So some buy on the Tampa Bay Bucks. Eagles coming off a win Thursday night football at home, 34-28 versus the Vikings, and the Bucks coming off a win at home against the Chicago Bears, 27-17. Eagles are 2-0. Bucks are 2-0. Two 2-0 teams here on Monday Night Football. This is also a playoff rematch from about a year or so ago. I remember that in Tampa Bay.
Much different look here.
Much different, yeah. But what's your thoughts on this one?
I can't. I mean, I said under, if anything. It's hard for me to bet on Baker. I mean, he looked good last week, but shit. I mean, I probably can go out there and uh and throw some passes against the Chicago Bear defense. I'm sure. It just don't look good. So I'm more geared towards the team total. Also for Philly, I think they'll get a little bit over. I think the game will be under. The defense are both pretty physical. They cannot run the ball against Philly at all. Like not at all. Um, but Baker's just been pretty accurate. Like it's hard to sample size the 2 games he had, but I mean they still got receivers out there in Tampa Bay, man. I think
Yeah.
we be forgetting. You know, they got some receivers out there, but the real question is, can they protect Baker Mayfield?
Yeah. Right.
That's the real question. Is he going to be running for his life? I think their defense is fast enough and strong enough. And remember, it's a new offensive coordinator in Philly. Their offense has really been slow, and I don't foresee Jalen Hurts running around all over the place with that two-headed fast linebacker machine that heat seeks quarterbacks when they get out the pocket. So I just think it's a low-scoring game. I think the Eagles win. I just don't know if they cover.
Yeah. No, it's I get it. I get the Tampa Bay money coming in there. Um, I mean, like you said, they still got receivers, and Philly is a little bit, it'd be interesting to see who all comes back for this game. But they've been a little bit um, beat up on defense as far as injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So, with receivers, you got a chance to exploit that. And with the Eagles, you made a great point. They got a new offensive coordinator. They trying to figure things out. Not just a new offensive coordinator, they got a new defensive coordinator. Both of their coaches left,
Mm-hmm.
to get head coaching jobs. So they're kind of getting things cleaned up on both sides of the football. So
Mm-hmm.
um I what I do like in this game is the angle of you can attack Tampa Bay's secondary. There was a
If you can get there
lot of food left on the table
for
by
Justin
Justin
Fields,
Fields.
for sure. Probably could have
Yeah.
ate him up for 400. He woke up in the fourth quarter, but he was dead the rest. He was dead at the beginning of the game.
Oh man. Yeah, there was plenty of plays to make. So
I turned the game off. I was like, there ain't no way he gonna give me what I need.
as far as the passing yards?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. There was so many opportunities. So um and I think Jalen Hurts will come in this game remembering, this game from last time. He was the quarterback when they came in here and he didn't play too well and they lost in that
Mm,
playoff game. So I
I
think he'll
remember.
remember that and want to come play well. He didn't play that well last week. And I think AJ Brown last week, he kind of had a little, I wouldn't call it a meltdown, but he was kind of upset because he wasn't getting the ball involved in the offense.
Definitely a meltdown. That's actually an even better angle that I'm going to take a look at as well.
Yeah, so I actually like that was actually on here. I like Jalen Hurts passing yards, and I like
Hmm.
AJ Brown anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I'm telling that if I can get, and especially if I can get his yards too, I'm for sure telling that whatever his yards come out as, I'm sure we'll get that more towards. But I would like him to eat.
Yeah, against a bad secondary, I think Carlton
It's bad.
Davis might be out again as well, so he'd be
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, he's not playing either. I don't think so. For more of a force fed too. They'll
Yeah,
force feed him. Yeah,
they'll force feed him.
force feed him early. Shut him up. You gotta take care of your diva receivers. It's just part of the game. Can't let your rookie. You can't let Devontae Smith. I wouldn't say a rookie, but your Devontae Smith come in here and continue to outshine the guy you gave a lot of money to. It's just business.
That's a good job. I actually might put down his receptions too.
Receptions, alternate yards, alternate receptions. Those are good ones to look at too. I want to see if whatever they come out at. We'll put in a game group for y'all too to check out whenever it comes out. Cause I don't see it right now on FanDuel, but I definitely will check it
No,
out when it comes out.
no, it's the Monday night game, so it's gonna come out late.
Yeah, probably like Saturday, Friday.
Yeah, they probably all come out Friday. Yeah, no, so yeah, those are the angles for me, man. Tampa Bay, I think, has been a little fortunate these past two games as well. One, they haven't played good defenses. Chicago Bears, bottom three defense. Minnesota, not a good defense either. And they won the turnover battle. They're 5-0 turnover battle in the last two games combined. So we'll see if there is some regression. I think there'll be some regression because, like you mentioned, they're not going to be able to run against this Eagles defense. So,
So is the passing attempts for Baker high?
That's actually one I kind of thought about too. I'm glad you pointed that one out. I think he have to throw the ball pretty much this whole game.
Yeah, because they don't have a running back.
I'm gonna write that one down too.
So if it got to come out as what 33.
What was his pass attempts the past two games? Let me see.
Let's see if I can find it. Pull it real quick.
So he threw 34 times against the Bears.
Mm-hmm. He was cooking.
And against the Vikings, he threw 34 times as well. So it's going to be, I'll probably say it might be around 30, probably like 36.
Yeah, 36, yeah.
35 and a half, 30. It'll be higher than 34. Probably like 36 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like over. Because if he throwing 34 times and wins, then if he losing, you're going to throw the ball more.
Good point.
All right, yeah. Let's see. We'll look at that one. But yeah, I think probably about 36. Cool. Yeah, Eagles I think they get a few guys back. It was a short week for them last week, so I think they just sat guys as precaution to prepare for this week. But yeah, no, that's pretty much my only looks on this game.
Yeah, mine too.
Cool. Yeah, so we talked about those games. We ran through those. What let's see, before we get to the lunch ticket, you got an underdog of this week that you like?
I don't know if I'm gonna do it to myself, but
Must be an ugly one.
It's ugly. Intuition is telling me that Denver's gonna sneak Miami.
Man, we don't have that one on the list, but I've heard some things about this one that
I think they're gonna sneak them, dog.
yeah, some about this. Like the money right now is heavy. Is
so,
heavy on Miami, and this line hasn't budged.
Yeah, it got. I think I'm. The points look sexy, but I would even tease the game if I had to pick it with something else. But I think Denver gonna money line them, and I'm tempted to throw some dollars on it because the plus money is just too hard to ignore.
6.5, right?
Yes, it ain't no budge.
That's actually a good
They
one.
will implode if they go 0-3. I mean, implode if they go 0-3.
Yeah, in Miami. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, because I mean they'll go and win. They'll go win week 4 in Chicago. They'll beat Chicago. That'll be their first win if they go 0-3. But then they 1-3, and then they got the shit schedule after this. If they go 0-3 this week and go and steal one in Chicago, they got New York, Kansas City, Green Bay, Kansas City, Buffalo, Minnesota, Cleveland. They could very well be 1-9. If they don't win.
What do you think about the first half for them in that game?
I mean, that's when Russell been cooking. I just hate bet a team with one half on a team in Miami. They're in Miami, so you already know they're going from Denver to Miami. They're in Miami probably now, or going there tomorrow or Friday, whatever day they going into Miami. So you already know playing in Miami, they could probably going out partying. the away team always starts out slow when they in Miami, no matter what sport it is. So that's the only reason why I didn't think about the first half look.
Yeah.
But it could happen.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
It
So I'm
just
just thinking.
it just goes bad because they can't. I mean, the Jets ain't playing trash, but the Denver defense is not that great to stop New York from even doing anything. And the schedule just get fucking rigorous. It's hard for them. Their October is tough, so they got to sneak one here if it's an opportunity. Because the Bears could beat them still. I mean, it's not like a guaranteed game.
It's not a guarantee.
Not a guaranteed game.
Hmm.
But you're not beating Pat Mahomes any one at a time with the way y'all acting.
No,
so yeah, that's my upset of the week, honestly.
Man, that's actually a good one, man. That's actually a good one because nobody's really talking about that game either.
Nope.
And it's so easy to just write off Denver right now.
I seen it too. I was like, don't even put it on the list.
Those are sometimes those are the ones, man. The ugliest ones that you dislike. I felt that about Tampa Bay the first week.
And I got to be honest with you, tomorrow I think the Giants are going to cover.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised either. That line looks suspiciously low.
It was at 10.5. It's dropped to 10, and some places at 9.5.
See, that game I want. That's the game. If I had to pick one game of the week that I want absolutely no parts of, that one.
No, I'm not betting against the 49ers. I just wouldn't be surprised the Giants cover the 10.
Yeah.
Because
it can come
to
on,
a team with some confidence. Yeah, confidence.
Some confidence, and I mean, like, and this is this is a separate game as well. But even like with the Cardinals game and the Cowboys, it's like, man, how much motivation do some teams like? If you can beat a team, do you go out there and really go full throttle to try to blow them out, or do you just do what you need to do to get your work in and just win the game? What's the motivation? Yeah. Like, if you're a big favorite, motivation has to be a key for you to cover a big number like that. So how motivated are these big favorites?
I think San Francisco, because they didn't expect the Rams to be, they didn't expect to have much competition in their division. I think they're at the position where they just gotta keep winning, because you gotta decide how you want your season to end. Do you want it to end in Dallas? Do you want it to end in Philly, or do you want to win on your own hometown? So I think they just basically they're racing against. To me, it feels like they're racing against the Eagles, and they're racing against Dallas. So I think they just gotta win. They just gotta win.
They just gotta win the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're probably not gonna put some of their guys at risk. I wouldn't be like Deebo Samuel. This probably be one of those games where certain guys not gonna get as many carries, as other games. So yeah, I'm with you. I can see some, the game getting close. Cool. Yeah, no, that was cool. Little bonus, couple little bonus looks on yours game. But yeah, I'm with you. So okay, so you got your underdog. I got Atlanta 3.5 for mines, and New Orleans +2 for my underdogs of the week. You got Denver 6 plus 6.5. Cool. All right. Well, we finna get into our coin segment here. Lunch ticket.
Oh, I know I don't think I see what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. I know good and well y'all ain't gambling back here. It's supposed to be a Chinese restaurant.
Let's go get a little bit of lunch.
Yeah, this is cash out some lunch tickets here.
Little lunch. Cool. All right. Do you got yours cooked up, or you want me to go run mine?
Yeah, you could probably run first, because a lot of my stuff is not available. I'm on player prop side, but yeah.
Oh, okay, so you added. Yeah, you can add later in Grand Goose. So you can catch Rich's lunch ticket in the game group. He'll drop it up in there.
Yeah, I'll drop it there as soon as all these parlays. Usually they start coming out about Thursday and Friday, so I'll make sure I put it in there, and I'll also post it on our Twitter channel and the game group, so you can see it as well there too.
Cool. Yeah. And the prize picks too. We'll drop drop those in there, prize picks. So you can get some of that. But yeah, I'll go with my lunch ticket then. I got for mine, just say it's a 4-leg. 4-leg, I got Atlanta, and all these are not up either. So I might not be able to get the odds for you, but I got Atlanta plus 3.5. I got AJ Brown anytime touchdown. I got Mac Jones interception and Jordan Love interception.
What's the plus money on that thing?
Yeah, well, I can't get it yet because AJ Brown props not
ain't up yet.
Yeah, it ain't up yet.
Yeah,
I had to drop it.
Yeah, I got a couple too. I'll go with you as well too. Deshaun Watson, over 200 22 passing completions. Terry McLaughlin plus 40. I got an alternate Green Bay spread at 2.5. And then I'm with you on the Matt Jones anti-interception, and then also the A.J. Brown. I think the alternative yards, I'm looking at like 55, 60, whatever it comes out as.
Okay, you said A.J. Brown, yards.
Terry McLaughlin.
You said Green Bay minus 2.5.
Or plus 2.5.
Plus 2.5.
At 170.
Scary Terry, and what was the other one?
Scary Terry, Deshaun Watson. You got that one?
No, I didn't have that one. Deshaun Watson.
200. I'll just do the 200-yard alternate yards for him.
200 yards. And Scary Terry's was receiving, right?
Yeah, 40 yards.
Cool. Scary Terry, 40 yards. A.J. Brown yards. Green Bay plus 2.5. Deshaun Watson, all 200 passing yards.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's get a dub there.
Yeah. We'll post these once we get some numbers for you. Cool. No, man, that's the slate right there, man. Anything that we miss about these games? Anything?
No, I think we all good. I think it's money time. I think we got some. We're gonna try to get some dubs. Try to increase our winning percentage here. Keep giving y'all these plays that's gonna hit. Got a teaser I might throw out there for y'all too on the Sunday slate that y'all might see. So I'll try to commit to 3 games for y'all this week. I only put 1 last week, so if you didn't get an opportunity to play it, I'll give you some extra ones I'm gonna throw out there too. So give you some opportunity to do some wins.
Cool. Yeah, man. Hey, you gave a winner. That's all that matters. Try to keep giving wins, man. Try to keep our percentage up, man. Yeah, and then when you get you want to check the actual this video show. We got a YouTube channel, man. So go to the Instagram. That's MyGuyz_sports. Click the link. It's a link tree, and you just go to the YouTube page. I have these videos up. If you want to see the video versus the audio is on there too, as well. Take you right to it. And then join the game group. Go check that out, man, so you can get some inside scoops, some inside plays, man, that we can't go over everything in the show. So that's just another extension, of our our back and forth. So our betting conversations we throw up in there. And then whoever joins, they can now also add, their thoughts on games as well too. And we share some other things. So join the NFL game group. You can reach us Instagram, MyGuyz_sports, and at Twitter at MyGuyz Sports. I'm Bsperl. You can reach me at Bsperl Online. Bsperl Online. That's Twitter and Instagram. And then we got Rich, Moneyline Rich Will. You can find him on Instagram at Moneyline Rich Will and Twitter at Moneyline Rich
Yes, sir.
Twitter and Instagram, man. And the website at MyGuyzSports.com. Feel free to reach out. Throw some bets out there. Give us some feedback on the show, whatever you think. We appreciate you joining us, paying attention, watching, listening, wherever you at. This is All Bets In, Season 3, Episode 3, NFL Week 3 with Bsperl Online and Moneyline Rich Will. Y'all be easy, man.
Y'all be easy. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports.
MyGuyz Sports.
Check us out next time and remember to bet responsibly.